A lot of things on the internet, y'all. You can talk things out, you can chat it out, but some things there's just that little tiny, post or that little tiny tweet that you see, and it's just like, what's your address? You know what I'm saying? I don't know if sometimes we gonna get into some today that maybe felt like, well, some of y'all maybe felt like pulling up on Acho because of this take. Saw a lot of heated takes online because of this. A lot of more comments than likes on his ex post. If y'all didn't see it, Acho, Shady McCoy, the hater podcast, y'all could call it that now. With Shady and how he hates on the Seahawks and yeah, I got receipts on that, but we ain't gotta go into that. But Acho, y'all here for it today. Todd Monken and Sheduer. Todd Monken is recently was hired as the Browns head coach, and Acho, on their podcast said, "Hey, what reason does Shador have to listen to Todd Monken? What does he have under his belt to listen to Todd Monken?" And everybody's just like, hey, your stats, your stats, your stats. Like I wouldn't see the thing, like if you were like that player, I don't even know why would you have like a type of comment like that. But I guess they gonna get into it more today. They know what they doing a little bit. They pinned the tweet on their X account of Acho. Going at Todd Monken saying, "Hey, he like Shador doesn't need to listen to him," and it's already like it already has like a narrative around Shador, like, hey, he already doesn't like people already think he doesn't listen anyways, or that was kind of like a narrative on him, like, hey, you didn't listen during the draft interviews, and like he had a type of persona on him, like he thought he knew everything, and so him saying that it doesn't really help. So I think that yeah, like Todd, you should listen to your coach. Like that's a given. I think that's not like that's anything said otherwise is like brain dead take in my opinion. It's your coach, listen to him. But if it's another situation, if y'all don't know, shout out on three, with Crane and Company. There's a former quarterback on there. He had Rich Rodriguez was his quarterback. Well, Rich Rodriguez went to Michigan, and he tried to change the whole like landscape at Michigan. This is just like one instance that I'm just like pulling up, but every that didn't fit Michigan's scheme. Michigan's like a run first off, like run heavy offense, and Rich Rodriguez tried to change that. And I think the quarterback over there on three, I think it didn't really help him. Having Rich Rod as his coach and his scheme, but this happens to a lot of players out there, just schemes but listen to your coach. You know what I'm saying? Acho just coming out and saying, hey, like we don't listen to him, and yes, that's stupid. But we have a lot of head coachings coming in. My Seahawks, I need Clint Kubiak just to put on one more game for me. Just one more Clint. And he took the Raiders job, and he gonna be the head coach for Fernando Mendoza, number one pick. Just put a line around Fernando. I think he should be a really good quarterback, y'all. I was a little slidey on him, but the national championship games, okay, okay. But and then coming in, yeah, I feel like he gonna be good. Just put the pieces around him. I can't wait to see the Raiders back. Raiders is one of the top team, like a premier franchise in the NFL. Just the history surrounding him. The silver and black, the pirate, John Facenda with their song. If you don't know about John Facenda and what he did for the Raiders, go listen to that. It gives you chills. You know what I'm saying? It gives you like you want to see the Steelers, the Raiders, all the teams from the '70s that were really good. Besides the Vikings, so I don't really care about them. Purple People Eaters is different. It's vintage, but we gonna see what these boys talking about. Tap in with me, y'all. Let's go.
Browns rookie quarterback Shedeur Sanders was talking about his coach's comments, his new coach Todd Monken, earlier today at the Pro Bowl. Y'all take a listen to what he had to say.
He reportedly said this morning that your role is to be determined.
Say that one more time.
Todd Monken said this morning that your role is to TBD,
Hey,
to be
word.
determined.
Mm-hmm.
What?
So I mean, yeah. If y'all didn't watch I have another video on it, like not about this, but I talked about it. They still have a lot of people in the media. Hey, like he just like Shador just went to the Pro Bowl. He did play those games, like, but it's what Shador brings to the NFL. What his dad is, who Shador is. Hey, that. And like they still have Dylan Gabriel on the roster. Like a lot of people got to remember that it's to be determined. I said, hey, Todd Monken did have Lamar Jackson. Dylan Gabriel was kind of a running quarterback, so he might give him a shot more than I don't know. They might look to the draft and everything like that, but Shador don't look too happy to hear that. Look at it. Oh, let me hold on. Let me make it bigger for y'all. I don't think y'all can see this like that, but yes sir, yes Lord. You're gonna see.
What's your reaction to that? What does that mean to you when you hear that?
Um, I mean, that's what's expected. That's what's expected. I think each and every day I have to prove
I respect that.
to everybody and to myself also. So it's kind of like having goals and accomplishing those goals, whether it's small goals, and the small goals will end up to long-term success. So it's kind of like just hit your landmarks on what you need to do. Focus more in depth on everything on what you want to, and just be in control of your life. And
I like that answer.
Elaborate.
I love that answer for
Yeah,
him, though.
bro. His hairline, like, hold on. It seemed like he ain't got no forehead, you know what I'm saying? He might got a three head. It just seemed like his hair cover a whole lot of his head, you know what I'm saying? Shador wise, but I'm just pointing out, I'm just saying his braids look huge. Like, goddamn, bro.
and
I
Um,
like that answer.
He got a cranium on him
Elaborate.
for sure.
I love that answer for him, though. The coach is a new coach, right? I didn't have a great year, but I am a rookie, and rookies need to develop, and it takes time. And we see all these other quarterbacks that have a slow start as rookies, and then they get better, right? We see with Caleb Williams, who's the #1 draft pick overall 2 years ago. So I don't mind that. He's like, yo, I got to go out there and earn it. We got a new coach. He's not familiar with me. I'm gonna go out and show him and earn my stripes. I like that.
Here's my issue with it, 025 is
I love it.
Oh God. Oh, what, Acho? Here's my 2 cents on it. Here's my 2 cents. 2.5. Shut
Actually,
up.
When you're
Oh,
cooking up a
that.
spread, you can't forget the
Come
dough.
on, bro.
The perfect blend of flavor with the right amount of heat. Frank's Red Hot's the goat, it can't be beat.
Y'all ever be doing this? So they be playing the ad when like you be like someone's finna talk and you waiting for them to talk. They be doing that on purpose, bro. I feel like
Make every dish the greatest.
I don't know.
Frank's
It might
Red
just be
Hot.
me.
Eat
They
the
might just
goat.
I don't know.
the issue that Kevin Stefanski ran into with Shador Sanders is he didn't have a defined role for Shador Sanders. Is Shador going to be the backup? Is Shador going to be the starter? Is Shador going to be the number 3? Is Shador
Yeah, that was kind of my sense on it because Dylan Gabriel's still there. So okay,
going to be the
Acho.
number
Okay,
4?
okay,
Okay, we
okay.
trade Kenny Pickett. Shador's the number 3. Okay, we're not going to start Joe Flacco during the preseason because he's a vet. Shador don't get no reps. Okay, we trade Joe Flacco. Shador's the number 2. Shador had a completely undefined role in Cleveland, and as a
I gotta do it. Shador had that 6'7" going on with him. You know what I mean? That's a real meaning. Never
result
mind.
of that
All right.
undefined role, that was a part of the reason Kevin Stefanski was hated, along with losing games. If you're Todd Monken 2-5, I do
Mm.
not know that you can come into the season and be like, man, we don't really have a defined role for Shador Sanders. I think you got to come in and say, Shador's the guy. Now, whether you believe that or not, you say it. Kevin O'Connell, J.J. McCarthy's the guy. We don't know if he believed it or not, but he said it. Got some important information for y'all. There's no better
All
place to
right,
win
all
cash or
right.
watch. Absolutely no. That's
Shut up.
including Picks is going to give you $50 in lineups when you make your.
Great.
It's good to be right. But if you come in here and do the
He's never
same
right.
thing that Kevin Stefanski did, how can you expect A, to win over the fan base, and how can you expect B, to get good results?
I don't worry about no fan base. If Trey could be the quarterback for the Browns and they win 10
Yeah, we clearly see that, Shady, because you said multiple things about the Seahawks, multiple wrong takes about Sam Darnold, and you just gonna stand 10 toes down and not worry about nothing. until somebody, yeah, pull up. Yeah.
games, the fans gonna love that coach.
Yep.
So I don't care about that. Number two, and I'm just saying, I'm just saying, like me, you, anybody.
no, you good.
Okay. right. Okay. Two. Because the Browns quarter's been badly, so I was thinking,
Yeah,
Anyway,
you can just throw anybody in there.
right.
Just a
Okay.
guy that does social
as
media.
long as they winning,
Yeah.
that's what I care about. Number two is Monken just got there. How long he been there for 2 weeks?
Yeah.
If that.
If that.
I ain't have enough time to really dissect the team and the quarterbacks and who's this and who's that, and if it was the plays that was called, was the guys dropping passes, or was, they ain't even been there long enough to do that.
Yeah.
So you ask about Sheduer, it's like, yo, to be continued. I mean, because
But then they're gonna ask about Shador. Like, obviously, the media wants to know. The the Shador lovers wants to know. The Shador haters wants to know. You know, they got some plans coming up. If I'm the Browns, I don't know where they're picking in the draft this year, but yeah, I wouldn't pick quarterback first. Some quarterback. Maybe you go Carson Beck later on in the rounds. There's some older quarterbacks in there that you might want to go with.
you said
That
JJ
Tom
McCarthy,
might
but
want
JJ
to, got to look at. So it should be interesting. The draft is always an interesting time this year. Cardinals got their new head coach. They ain't gonna do nothing though. Kyler Murray situation. Wow, wow, y'all. That dude getting paid a lot of money. We don't know what's gonna happen to him. Hmm. Maybe the Steelers might do something with him. I don't know. But the Kyler situation is interesting. Very.
McCarthy was a first round draft pick, as in we're giving this guy millions of dollars, right, as a rookie, to be here for the franchise. Sheduer it was wrong, but they drafted him in the 5th round, so it's not like a guaranteed role. And then he had to climb his way up to start. You know what I'm saying? So let Tom Monken get in there and really dissect the offense, dissect the film, the tape. How good he probably don't know how good Sheduer is.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I know he liked him because he said we wanted to draft you. With the Ravens, we wanted to draft you. So he probably liked him from college, but he probably didn't watch his NFL tape yet. He's been there for 2 weeks. You know what I mean? So it's hard to give guys roles. Now, if the dude was making $15 million, $20 million, well,
Yeah, it's just to be. That's why he just said to be determined. I mean, I wouldn't I wouldn't kill Monken for him saying that. I don't know. Just give him time. Like Shady said, I don't think Shady going a little too hard.
he gotta have a role.
Yeah.
So I don't mind that answer, and I love Sheduer's answers because he's basically saying, "Yo, it's cool. He a new coach. He don't know me like that.
Now,
but he gonna love me eventually when he see me play, see my work ethic, see how better I get in the off season."
Can I just push back on one thing Shady said?
Yes, sir.
Because I don't.
I got answers.
Okay, bet. I don't like the idea of him not having time to dissect the offense and do all these things simply because, and Shady, you wouldn't know this because you haven't been a regular guy. But in the interview process, you come into the interview having already known what is this company's mission. What are their strengths? What are their weaknesses? I'm doing all of that research before I even apply for the job.
that's fair.
So
Right.
I think actually Todd Monken should have known going into the interview, let alone have
Low key, yeah. I was thinking that, but let him
been
cook.
hired
Let
for
him
now
cook.
4, 5, 6, 7, whatever days, what his game plan was going to be to turn this program around. You know what the weaknesses are.
Okay.
Y'all are losing games.
Okay.
So
I got you.
When you're cooking up a spread, you can't forget the GOAT.
The perfect blend of flavor with the right amount of heat. Frank's Red Hot.
yep.
So most jobs, because you can relate to this, right?
Yes, 'cause yeah.
Bet. So most jobs when you apply for them, you coming to work for them, right?
Yep.
Okay, it's a difference. Because Todd Monken ain't go beat on the Browns' door. Yo, hire me. They wanted him. Yeah, they wanted him.
Okay.
So y'all invite me up to y'all seat. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you can't. That's the whole market, though. That's the whole NFL landscape. Like the Browns couldn't get the coaches they wanted. They probably wanted Steel. I don't know. They maybe didn't want Steelhouse. They maybe got Monken as their guy because a lot of coaches they said they didn't want to go there. That was the reports. And so, but that's the landscape of the coaching market. Hey, like the pool, who's comfortable with us? Because that's a talk I saw. RG3 came out and said yesterday why a lot of people are coming out and saying why weren't there a lot of black coaches hired in this day and age, and RG3 came out and said basically it's like who these NFL owners are comfortable with the most, and who they want to go golfing with the most, and things like that. Like hey, like Jerry, hi Bob, that type of deal, you know? Um, Nothing wrong with it. And we saying nothing wrong with it. It's just what they comfortable with. I think some things make people some uncomfortable, which we got no harm and no ill intentions or ill will, or I guess it just makes people uncomfortable sometimes. So, shout out RG3 without take though. I love that. His podcast is cool. Hey, he was getting a lot of hate, you know what I'm saying, for his takes and saying antics. I'm gonna rock with RG3. I ain't got no hate. Shout out RG3, man.
So y'all rolling the red carpet down for me because y'all want me. It's a different thing. If I'm asking for a job or you asking me
To fill the job.
come
Right.
on now, so
Okay.
it's a total different level.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say it again.
It is.
I don't mind that. Because they probably asked me in the interview room, hey man, we want you. How can you help our team? This and that, all.
But you gotta know about your pieces too, and just don't be like, yeah. And they gonna ask you, what's your scheme or something. I don't know. It's just like, and they have to be comfortable with it. Will it fit our playbook? Will it fit what we're doing? Will our players adjust? I don't know. You gotta ask somebody in the room. Just can't have the hiring team think all about it. I think you have to have Miles Garrett in there somewhere, saying, "Hey, like this is kind of what we want and what's established here." Because you guys they already got rid of the DC, or the DC they don't is up in the air. What's gonna happen to them? So I mean, Monken, yeah, like
All that
that's what
stuff.
you guys
I
say.
like the things you did with Lamar Jackson. I like what you did. Yeah, he's done all that type of stuff. That's what I bring to the
But
Cleveland.
isn't the first question that Todd Monken should have been able to answer, what is your plan for Sheduer Sanders? It is not a great draft class at
Bro, what? You still have Dylan on the roster though, like.
quarterbacks. We do not want to trade up for the number 1 pick and go get
I mean, I get it. Dylan looked really bad. I'm not advocating, like, I don't know. I kind of am advocating for Dylan Gabriel. You know what I'm saying? I don't like this black and white thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm giving everybody a chance in this day and age. You feel me? So I just don't like the 2-2. Whatever. I get it. Shador was really good. I don't even think he was drafted. Should have been drafted in the 5th. I thought he should have been drafted in the 1st. But we are in the situation that we are in now. Okay, so I'm just saying, Dylan and him are there. Dylan didn't really look that good. Do you want to start Shador? This draft class isn't that. Yeah, I mean, you're not gonna get a Ty Simpson or a Fernando Mendoza. Like that's just already a given this year, I think. Because I think the Jets are gonna go with Ty, and then Fernando's gonna go to the Raiders. So you're left with what, like Kyron? No, not Kyron Drones. My bad. There's some quarterbacks in there like Carson Beck, like I said, but let's get back to it.
Fernando Mendoza, who we don't know if he's a sure thing.
Right.
So what is
you-
your
Yeah.
plan for Sheduer?
How do you know that was the main question?
If it was,
How do you know? We don't know that.
so if it was,
I mean, or pieces surrounding your offense, that could have been the main, like it, or just your situation at quarterback, not really Shador, what your offense will look like.
was
things
the
of
main
that nature.
question, I don't like Todd Monken's indifference. What I would have wanted is Shador's a guy. Oh, I'm building this team around Sheduer Sanders. Shador showed me flashes last year.
Hold up. This is what I'm saying. How does he know that? How does he know that?
That's my point. Whether he knows it or not, lie. That's what Kevin O'Connell did about J.J. McCarthy.
Yeah,
I don't know if he knows
It's
it or
not the
not.
Lie.
same, bro. You talking about J.J. McCarthy was a first-round draft pick.
And Shador is a first-round talent.
It's different. The monies are different. The title's different. The commitment is different. You can.
I mean, obviously, I think he was a first round talent if you watch the games, but the NFL didn't think so.
You tell me a commitment to a first round?
Of course not. Of course not.
Okay, so you come in this room, right? And you talk about J.J. McCarthy. You know what? We had Sam Darnold had a really, really good year, but damn, we got a first round guy we drafted in the first round to be our franchise guy. The conversation's over. Sam, bye. Okay, we had a 5th round draft pick that we really, really like that had to fight and claw to get where he's at, right? What do we do with him? Let the coach get in the office and watch him film and learn about Sheduer, right? Good or bad? Was it
Okay.
the picks that he might have had? Was it his fault? Was it tip passes? Was it bad?
Let me push back.
Hold on. Was
Yep.
it bad offensive line play? Like all these things matter. Y'all want this dude to say today after being there for 2 weeks, you know what? We're gonna do this with Sheduer. Like no.
Here's why. Because Anybody who you have to depend on next season, blind confidence. You know you're gonna have to depend on Denzel Ward. You know you're gonna have to depend on a freakazoid like Myles Garrett. You know you're gonna have to depend on those starting linebackers. Carson Schwarzenegger probably gonna win Defensive Player Rookie of the Year.
Okay.
You know you're gonna have to depend on what's that running back from Ohio State? Quinshon Judkins. And I need him to get back. He's a guy.
Okay.
Harold Fannin. Hey, we need him to grow. He's a guy. Sheduer, you know, we'll see.
But I mean, what are you saying, Acho? Like, are you saying, yeah, like we know you want Monken to say all those things, so we could say like, what's the plan for Shador? Like, I don't know what he's saying.
The plan for him. To me, 2-5, if there was another quarterback who you might want to wrestle with, sure, be indecisive. But what's the alternative? A free agent?
Bro, I just think like you talking about
Malik Willis or something. I don't know. I don't know. Just to be determined. To be determined is a great answer to me. I think they probably have a scripted show where, Acho is just like, hey, I'll go this way, you go that way. Like Rush Hour. I go that way, you go this way. Rush Hour shit. But
Myles Garrett, he's the highest paid guy in the league. He's going to be there. Denzel Ward's a freaking all-pro, Pro Bowl player. He's going to be there. These guys, you can't. If Monken didn't like them, he can't even get away from them guys.
Yeah,
can't even get away from them.
But okay, great.
Shador,
Can you get away from Sheduer?
Everything's optional. You know what I mean? He's a rookie. Everything's optional. He's a fifth-round guy. Everything's optional. This is what I'm saying, though. My point is, I love what Sheduer said, and I love what Monken said, because I just got here for 2 weeks. Let me really dissect this offense, see where it was struggling at, see where it was good at, where it was bad at. The quarterback, watch Shador's tape. Man, I like him because I want to draft him with the Ravens. Now I hear, can I improve him? Can we help the offensive line? Like, let him look at the whole game plan of the offense and see what he needs to do. And I respect he didn't get up there and just be lying. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I respect that, because when he watched the tape, there's probably things that Sheduer can do better. He can watch the tape. He gonna see this offensive line is terrible. When he watches the tape, he's gonna find out that we need a number one receiver. All these things matter.
Here's my last thought on it, though, before we move, though, 2-5. I don't know if Todd Monken can afford to not start Sheduer Sanders. He's not coming in as a proven head coach. He's not coming in as a bona fide offensive genius like Ben Johnson. So Todd Monken doesn't.
I mean, does he have to come in like a bona fide genius? I mean, if he's getting wins early for the Browns, hey, all power to him. But I think it should be up in the air what Shador is. I mean, he has to go watch tape and everything like that, like the interceptions, the line play, like Shady said, and it might not all be on Shador. So, but Shador is a good quarterback, I think so. Maybe he needs like some Anthony Richardson time. We don't know. Just a little year to sit. Maybe get a veteran in there. I don't know what the plan might be for Monken, but Shador honestly might be the best option because if you do even go into free agency, or if you trade, you give up assets. So it's like, and then the draft, you might be wasting, talent on. You might want somebody else at another position that you might be like, hey, we think we need a quarterback here. So yes, so.
Have enough equity to come out here and be like, you know what? Shador's going to come into camp at number 2. After what happened last year, Shador's been overlooked. 5th round pick. Came into camp at number 4. Moved into number 3. Y'all put Dylan Gabriel ahead of him. I don't know 2-5.
But he ain't doing it. He's not doing that. All he's saying is, to be continued. He don't know. He don't know yet. What's wrong with that? He don't know yet. Sheduer could be the number 1 dude right away.
But that to be continued can be viewed as, hey, we could still put Dylan in this spot. That's the thing it could be interpreted as. And the media could spin it into. So,
or they might bring in a guy for he don't know it. That's why he's not even answering.
I guess the hard part for me is how many teams.
When you're cooking up a spread, you can't forget the GOAT.
The perfect blend of flavor with the right amount of heat. Frank's.
Not even how many teams. Is it fair to say the Browns are the only team in football, maybe outside of the Falcons or maybe outside of injury, the Browns are the only team in football that have a question about their quarterback going into next season? The Raiders quarterback, we know who it's going to be. The Saints quarterback, we know who it's going to be. The Titans quarterback, know who it's going to be. Giants quarterback, know who it's going to be. Falcons quarterback, if Penix is healthy, if he were healthy.
Saints, yeah, Shuck will probably be there. So Giants, yeah. Wait, who else did he list? Let's go back real quick. Hold on.
The Raiders quarterback, we know who it's going to be.
Yeah,
The Saints quarterback, we know who it's going to be. The
yeah,
Titans quarterback, know who it's going to be. Giants
yeah.
quarterback, know who it's going to be. Falcons
That's because all of them were picked high too. Like all these guys, I think Shuck was a third rounder, second rounder, maybe fourth. I don't know. But Rattler, I think he might be a backup. Might be over for Ratty Tatty.
quarterback. If Penix is healthy, if he were
The
healthy,
Cardinals, we don't know who's going to be for
there we go.
Cardinals.
Yeah, fair.
Yep.
Fair.
Yeah.
Yup.
So I'm like,
But that's just football though, right? Like, and I think talking to Sheduer, we talked about not like this situation, but different things in this football. Like I think he understands that.
Yeah.
His dad is Dion, so yo, I was a 5th-round quarterback. They try to hold me back, but I broke through. I didn't have a great year, but I had a solid year because I'm a rookie.
Yeah.
All rookies have struggling years, right? But I show flash of being good. I show flash of having talent. And he knows he gotta show up there and compete. There's nothing wrong with that. And I like a coach that says, you know what, hey, look, I'm not gonna give you nothing. I'm gonna let you earn it. And I think Sheduer, his whole life, he's been earning it.
Yeah.
He went to Jackson State, for God's sakes. Earned it there.
Yeah.
Then he goes to Colorado. Ain't nothing given to Colorado. Who's going there? Earns it there. So even with the Browns, dog, they didn't get to do no first-round reps, and he earned it there. So I think everything Sheduer is gonna have to go through, he's cool with, because he's been through it.
Right.
I think Tom Munkin did a good job of his press conference. I'm not going to do no lies. Hey, look, we like Sheduer. Let me watch the offense and see who's better. Because the truth is, that's a bad team.
Yeah.
And a lot of them guys on that squad, they don't have no guaranteed spots. If I'm the head coach either.
So I'm thinking about Jerry Judy was a talent, his Alabama days, and just thinking of what he was back then and kind of his early days in the NFL. I'm like, hey, like he could be that, but then now it's like he's costing the Browns some of these games, like not catching the ball, just half half AWS running routes. It's not good for him.
I hear you.
You know what I mean? It's only a couple dudes like, yo, you know what?
I
He
hear
got
you.
it. Yeah, so.
Hey, Todd
nothing
Munkin
wrong
said
with it.
something incredibly questionable. We will get to that momentarily because he said something I absolutely hated.
killing me.
Shout out to y'all tuning into this show right now. If you're watching, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell button.
Tune in, man.
We self-funding this show, so y'all make sure y'all support.
I will tune in, but this is kind of like I don't know if this is hate watching, but I don't like Shady. I don't. I really Acho I can bear Acho a little bit. I get it. His little joy situation, that was funny. I'll just leave it at that. But Shady on the other hand, you need to stop. You need to stop hating, bro. Shady hating.
Black people during Black History Month.
We or you?
Okay.
We?
I'm self-funding this show.
There you
And I was gonna say something about this.
go.
There you go. Because I will still the credit. They already think it's my, you know what I mean? Like, yo, 2-5, you got the, yeah, I put some money in that joint, you know what I mean? Me, Acho, we split it 50-50, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, wow, that's
Yeah,
crazy.
nah. I could flex like that.
Except my expenses are 100%. Social trade, what's up?
But I think they're done with this situation, y'all. I'll just say it. I can't leave y'all hanging. You know what I'm saying? But I think when we have Acho or I don't, not Acho in a sense. Acho knows. I think he knows his history, but Shady McCoy and Nick Young in particularly, Gilbert Arenas too. You can't just use black as just like a skin color. Like, know your history. That's all. Like, know your history and don't use it as just like a character or something like that. That's all I gotta say. Know your history. Actually, go watch a movie. I watch Selma. Watch Roots. Something. It's not an easy watch. It, some people's maybe personalities might be he gee all the time. But hey, sometimes we gotta get to what's serious. But yeah, that's all I gotta say. I'm just saying Nick Young be pissing me off because he be coming on here slouching on the couch and Shady be coming in using his ego instead of like actually knowing his facts and stuff and thinking, oh, glamour, gliss, and like, no, you gotta. But this episode was really good. But when he was on Speak, I think he was doing that a lot. But, he seemed like he came down to brass tacks what he knew a little bit. So let me know what y'all think. of the Shador situation and Todd Monken. What his answer? What do y'all think of his answer? What do y'all think of Acho's and Shady's answer? You know, they did a decent job. They recovered from not really from Acho didn't recover from what he said on X or whatever, but yeah, I'm out of here.